I'm also one of the organisers of the 6-month Mathematics of Liquid Crystals program that is going on around us as well. So I may see you a bit during the remainder of this week when we're running this conference, and next week when you're in the Cavendish, I too will be there, but I will be also running another school, so you will only, I'm afraid, see me fleetingly then. But welcome to the Newton Institute and welcome to Cambridge, and we look forward to interacting with you and sharing some of our programs with you over the next week. I don't think I have any other announcements to make except to introduce my engineering colleague, also from New Zealand, Tim Wilkins.
G'day. Yeah, I'm Tim. I was the third one on that list, it seems to disappeared. Maybe it's just gone off the head. No?
Yes, it's coming. These liquid crystals are very slow.
They're very slow. Anyway, as Mark said, I'm an engineer, so excuse me for any of the mistakes I make about mathematics and physics. I apologise now, and you'll see that as you see some of the things I speak about later on in the week. I have a fairly unusual understanding of these materials and these systems. Hopefully I'll be able to communicate that as part of the engineering perspective of how we use these materials to make real-world systems, real devices, etc. I'm also responsible for the day tomorrow, and tomorrow, for logistical reasons, the session is in the main engineering site, which is a beautiful piece of 1950s architecture. It's a real blot on the landscape, as they say, but it's well worth a visit because we're doing the talks there, and so that's me there. And if this thing's alive, but so your first major challenge of this conference, or set summer school, is to get to the engineering department, which is a task for you tomorrow morning, and you've got to get there at the unholy hour of 9 AM before the nice chaps from York give their presentation on the crystal phases, and it's going to be a very good presentation to bring a whole car full of stuff, so it sounds quite exciting. So please try and get there on time if you can. It's about 30 minutes bracing walk from here to the main site. There's a map that shows you the way you can get there. It's through the most picturesque part of town, past all the lovely colleges, past all the beautiful scenery, and then you hit the sort of gravelly end of Cambridge and meet the engineering department, which is, as I say, is a 1950s monstrosity. It's behind the Royal Blood. If this link actually does anything useful, probably not. Oh, hang on. No. It's behind the Royal Cambridge Hotel. It's got a lovely piece of, looks like a little crystal molecule architecture outside it. That's a very helpful looking map. There we go. No idea where that is. There it is. Why is it giving us? Oh, there it is. That's not the engineering department. I don't know where that is. That's another building entirely. Never trust Google. First rule of. Let's see what this thing does. The slowest computer as well. The slowest internet. Anyway, it's you find your way there. I've also posted some useful hints and tips on the iCamp Facebook page. Please sign up if you want to be part of the discussion. Looks like it's quite a fun place. Entertaining discussions going on already. Nice pictures of you guys. I already recognise a few of you from your pictures on the Facebook page. So have a look at that. It's about a 30-minute walk, or there's a bus which goes literally from outside Churchill College on Madeley Road. There's just around the corner from Madeley Road. There's a set of pedestrian traffic lights. You probably walked across them to get here. There's a bus stop right next to that, and the bus that goes past there is called the Uni 4, and it goes all the way to Addenbrooke's Hospital, and on the way it goes right past the engineering department. Literally stops smack outside the engineering department. So it's a very, very helpful. This looks like it's almost right. Yes. Very, very helpful bus service. So you can catch it. It's one every 20 minutes. There's a nice digital sign telling you what time the buses are. So try and get there if you can for 9 o'clock for our opening session, and then everything else will be done in the same location all day. After that, it's back to here, and then over to the Cavendish, which is not so far from this location. So tomorrow is the big away day in terms of finding your way around Cambridge. So it's not a difficult town to navigate. When in doubt, ask a local. They're all very helpful, and you should be able to find your way there, no problem. Ivan asked me to say a little bit about Cambridge and the colleges, etc. This may be unusual to you if you have a university, and then we have these collegiate, if you like, houses, if you like, where students actually live and study and are taught to a certain extent under a tutorial system, and the students actually graduate from their college, not from Cambridge University. I'm a postgraduate PhD student from Magdalen College, Cambridge, and I went to the Magdalen College, Cambridge graduation ceremony, although I am actually a member of the Cambridge University as well. So you're part of the collegiate system, you're part of the community, you live, eat and breathe and sleep in your college, and if you're an undergraduate you get taught on a one-to-one or one-to-two basis. If you're a postgrad, you sort of hang out, use the facilities, get cheap accommodation, etc. So have a look as you go through Cambridge. You'll see various iconic colleges like King's and Trinity and John's. They're the big, nice ones. I recommend you go off the back, beaten track a little bit, have a look at Christ's, have a look at Pembroke. You'll go past Pembroke on the way to engineering if you walk, by the way. Have a look at St Catherine's, have a look at my college, which is Jesus. Currently has a sculpture exhibition, well worth a look. There's a fire truck parked in the nice 17th century courtyard at the moment, courtesy of the sculpture exhibition. So have a wander around these colleges. Some of them will charge you to get in this time of year, others will be free to get in. The smaller ones are generally free, the big glossy ones might cost you a quid or two. I recommend you just go to the free ones to avoid being charged. What else have I got to say? Central town is quite a social place. Once again, if you go out of Churchill College, turn left down Madeley Road, basically follow that road down the roundabout. That's the beginning of town, if you like, the beginning of the central part of Cambridge, and from there you'll find there's places to eat, lots of places to drink, etc. The nearest pub to here is probably the Castle on Castle Hill, or possibly the Isaac Newton, rather ironically, which is a bit further up the road on Castle Hill. Or if you head down that road into Cambridge, Pickerel and Barrett of Beef and the various other very nice pubs. So you can do quite an extensive food and drink tour just by walking into Cambridge for a few hundred yards. So there's lots of opportunities there to have a look around. And I think there's an event this evening in the Eagle, which is also on the way to the engineering department down the same road outside King's, or just around the corner from outside King's College. So that's a historical pub where DNA was first, I wouldn't say it was discovered because it's a pub and it's unlikely they're going to do high-tech experiments in a pub, but they did obviously get together after the high-tech experiments and go, what is this helical thing? Maybe it's something we'll give a really long name to. And so as a result, that's a very interesting place. It's also got some interesting World War II fighter pilot connections as well, because Cambridge was quite a big area in the Second World War for fighter pilots. Nice and flat around here, places to land aeroplanes. And there's a fantastic room at the back where all the pilots will sign their names on the roof for some reason in soot, which has still been preserved. So well worth a look. There's lots of little strange things like that around Cambridge if you wander around, do the tours, etc., see what's going on. And you don't have to pay for these things. A lot of them are just freely accessible. You just wander in, have a look around. So please try and enjoy what is a very historical and very interesting city. I think that's probably all I have to say. I don't think I've missed anything else. Over to Ivan. He's got slides. Don't forget, I may have just ruined your computer. I apologise now.